Yeah, Mammothmon, if you could just start, like, being better, that'd be awesome. Just learn a couple of moves, that's all I ask. Spirit is super hard to find info on. Most people say it had an invisible boost to attack and defense. Really? That'd be pretty wild. Normally, Spirit in a RPG game would be like magic attack or magic defense, or both rolled into one. But I don't know if there's any actual, like, physical or, like, magic move thing in this game at all. Ah, but you know, it'd be that way. It doesn't really matter. Because, I mean, Dawn and Dusk are great games. I love them. But they're not very difficult games. So, you can usually just make do without having to worry about it. I'm sure it does something. It do be that way sometimes. They removed Spirit in subsequent DS Story games. Oh, the Japanese ones. The Cross Wars one and then whatever the other one is. Lost Evolution, that's it. That's neat. I hope they make that translation for Lost Evolution at some point. I wanna play that. Crit. That was not a crit. You see, when I said crit, that was your cue to get a critical hit, which would have done more damage to the egg here. But clearly you failed me. It's so fat. It's getting fatter. There's probably a fan-translated ROM somewhere. There's a team fan-translating it, but they're not done yet. They're still in the process of translating it. Supposedly, they're getting close to being done with translating it, and as soon as they do, I'm going to be playing it. Dude, I'm all for more Digitamamon. I need the Holy experience, but can you please give me more than one Digimon at a time? Because my ability to hit single space Digimon is not very good right now. Where's my insta-death? I love the idea, by the way, of Mammothmon just running into a giant egg and skewering it, and then, like, roasting it over a fire. Where did Platypus fall in the cool animal list? Like, A tier? They're an amalgamation of so many different animals, and also Perry the Platypus. So they're pretty up there. I still have so many Digimon games to play, it's crazy. 2 more levels for Shajinmon. I want to get Shajinmon to where he can degenerate before I go any further. Although, to be honest, I know this doesn't lead us right to the boss, so we can go on through here. But we're close to the boss now, it's not far. I don't think the Digitamamon will spawn here, though. I think they only spawn in the purple vortex. Oh no, that one Candlemon is a threat. We better look out, chat. There's no telling what kind of powers it holds. Mammothmon, please, get a kill. Just one. Mammothmon! Why must you do this to me? Where'd I put my phone down? There it is. Make sure that that's on vibrate before it suddenly goes off. Not the pyramid power! I was looking at your Cyber Sleuth stuff because you asked if you'd used War Greymon before, and I wanted to see if that was true, but you technically used Black War Greymon in Cyber Sleuth 1, if that counts towards your haven't used it ever count. I think I remember what you're talking about. First of all, War Greymon and Black War Greymon are 2 different Digimon. In my eyes, at least. Second of all, I'm pretty sure, didn't I use Black War Greymon because he had a piercing move for, like, one fight against Marukimon? Or not Marukimon, it was, I said Marukimon for some reason, but that wasn't even the Digimon I was thinking of. Craniamon. Wasn't I having trouble beating Craniamon or something? Or I was having trouble beating some Digimon, so I used Black War Greymon to win that fight for literally one fight, so I didn't really use it on my team. I used it for a fight, and then I'm pretty sure I immediately switched it back out for my normal team setup. Oh, was it Examon? Is that what I did it against? I honestly don't remember. I'm fairly certain I used Black War Greymon for like 1 or 2 fights because I was having trouble and needed the piercing move that he had. Go away. Bum, bum, bum. Ah, Kiwimon's done. Let's go. Alright. We need to get 2,000 more experience on Musyamon before we fight the boss, because I want him to Digivolve before the boss. And we're definitely going to get what's-his-face to, we're going to get Shajinmon to degenerate by then, for sure. Why do you have charge? Like, why? Have you learned that few attacks? No, not you. It's Kiwimon who can Digivolve. Let's do it, Daramon. Bum, 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 bum. It's your bird. Daramon's up in this. Now, the real question is, do you need to degenerate to become Phoenixmon? Level 52? You do! Why did they do this to me? Phoenixmon, why do you take so much? Starlight EX, you get 2 5-hit things? That's insane. Your moveset is ridiculous. My word. What traits do you get? Spirit? I still know what it does. Resistance to Holy and Fire. Increases amount of HP recovered. That's nice. Alright, so we gotta degenerate you as well. To degenerate to Kiwimon, just gotta get to level 18. I would very much like to degenerate you before this boss, if possible. Bum, 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 bum. Get out of here. I would like to eliminate all fights in this game that don't include at least 3 Digimon. I need more experience faster than this. I think that was the fight because I remember you saying this was the only fight I will be using Black War Greymon. Yeah, I remember that. Very vaguely. That was in the first Cyber Sleuth playthrough, wasn't it? Like when the game first released back in like 2016. Man, that takes me back. Daramon's gonna get pretty close to level 19 just by the time Musyamon gets enough experience. Or was it 19 to degenerate into Kiwimon? It doesn't matter, we'll work it out. First Cyber Sleuth playthrough is how I discovered you. Yeah. Most people find me through one of the Digimon playthroughs, my old Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough, because I was like one of the first people to do a big playthrough on it. And then, what's the other thing people find me from? Persona 5. And there are a few others, of course, but it's mostly that. Some people find me from Tales of, a few people from Kingdom Hearts. But it's mostly like Persona, Digimon, and Xenoblade, specifically Xenoblade X. Dude, I think I was having better luck finding more Digimon back in the purple portal. Let's go back through the purple portal. Xenoblade and Persona sucked me in even further. It always gets them. Oh yeah, there were a couple of people that found me through Pokemon too, back when I was still playing a lot of Pokemon. Alright, degenerate back into Guapamon. Bum, 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 bum. Pokemon Conquest is a big one. A lot of people found me from Conquest. Yeah, lo and behold, 2 people saying Pokemon Conquest right there. I'm gonna leave his name as Shajin, but nah, it'll annoy me if I don't change his name. I just didn't want to spell Guapamon again because it's a long name. Let's go back to the purple portal. Do you have a code for the legendary timbre test for Dawn? Not, like, on hand, but I was told by chat that they had one. Someone said that they had done it. I think was it you, Wolfen? I think Wolfen used a code that he had found and said, yeah, it works. Someone told me they did. Found you through the Fire Emblem X Persona game? Really? You found me from Tokyo Mirage sessions? That's insane. That's a game not many people look for, despite how much I love it. Part 46 of the Dusk playthrough has a common thread that has the code. Really? Why that playthrough went to like part 60-something. Why? That's so weird. I'm gonna have to go look at that later. But whatever, we got the code and apparently it works. I was watching Dusk for a Guide, and then you played this, and I'm like, I subbed to this guy, got nothing else to do, I'll watch it. Sick. Does it work on the DS? It's an action replay code, presumably, so I mean, if you have an action replay for your DS, then yeah, you could use it. And then the Desmume emulator, which is what I'm using right now, has AR built in. Or 64, I forgot. 64 seems a lot more likely. Because 64 was like the last or second to last video before I did the Legendary Tamer quest. I'm supposed to go through the purple portal. What are you doing, Chaos? I hate this enemy layout. Just want to throw that out there. Very much not a fan of them all being so spread apart when I don't have Gawapemon in here. It's fine. I'm going to get the insta-kill on Phantomon. Just watch. Rip. The crit messed it up. If I hadn't gotten the crit there, it would have worked. Spirit affects the growth pattern of stats. So, like, more spirit you have, the better your stats grow? That's crazy. Specifically, I came in through your Xenoblade Chronicles 2 playthrough. I'm glad to see that you stayed, despite having that be the first playthrough you watched from me. A lot of people are not happy with me for that playthrough. I also came in from Dusk because I was looking for a guide at the time. Very fair. I guess it never really occurred to me. I mean, it kind of did, but I never really think of it that way. But I never consider people that might watch my content specifically because I'm playing a game and I'm, like, doing 100% of it or, like, doing a specific part of it. And they just want, or just playing a game in general, and they're like, yeah, I just want, like, a roadmap, and this guy playing the game will be my roadmap. Get Giga Blasted. I looked at Dusk playthroughs because I didn't feel like playing Dusk, but wanted to see someone play it, and I found you. Sick. Finding good Digimon playthroughs is hard. Oh, yeah. There are not many people that do Digimon playthroughs. And a lot of people that do, yeah, you know. A lot of people that do, sometimes don't even know anything about it. I had a lot of people when I first started doing, like, the Cyber Sleuth games and all that say, like, I'm so glad I found someone playing this game who actually knows things about Digimon. And I was surprised. I was like, you telling me other people are playing the Digimon games, but they know nothing about them, like, at all? Like, nothing about Digimon in general, not about the game they were playing. Because, I mean, like, I played Digimon World Next Order, and I had no idea about how Digimon World games play, because I grew up on Digimon Story games. But, I mean, like, people, I had comments saying, like, oh, yeah, it was, you know, some other people were playing it, and they knew nothing about Digimon. Hadn't watched the anime, didn't play any of the other games, had no clue about it, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, I guess it's cool they were trying to get it, maybe trying to get into Digimon or something, but to just have no knowledge of it at all, that's wild. gave Xenoblade 2 a fair shake, I felt, plus a lot of just deadpan comedy that really resonated with me. Dude, awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I also appreciate you saying that, to be honest. Because there are many times, but I've played more than a few games that I just didn't end up liking. And I ended up quitting, and, or didn't, I say ended up quitting. I mean, I got to the end of it and didn't have fun with it. Because, like, I've only quit, like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 playthroughs on the channel, but there are plenty of games that I finished, like Tales of Vesperia and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I was just like, dude, I really didn't like this game. And then people are usually like, why'd you play it? And I was like, I don't know, because I got to the end of it, and I wanted to finish it so I could say, I don't like to, I do not like to judge things without having experienced them fully, because I feel like it's not fair. So I also feel like I gave Xenoblade 2 and Tales of Vesperia and a bunch of other games that I didn't like a pretty fair shake. Some other people don't see it that way, though. Gave Digimon World 4 a fair chance, too. Dude, you have no idea. Young me was, like, dying during that playthrough because young me loved that game, despite it not being very good. So, so many Digitamamon, I love it. But, I'm probably a little too... Sometimes I feel like I'm a little too harsh on Digimon World 4, especially for, like, you know, it's a fairly old game, all things considered and whatnot. But, like, playing through that game, I was expecting to be like, I'm going to be the one who champions it, because I actually remember enjoying it when I was young. And I know it was received very poorly, and then I played through it, and I was like, this is why it was received poorly. It's actually not that good unless you're, like, 8 years old. Isn't Next Order just Digimon World 1? I always get the newer games mixed up. Next Order is, like, a sequel to it, but it has very similar gameplay with more changes. I never played Digimon World 1. Well, that's not true. A friend of mine had Digimon World 1, and I played, like, an hour of it when I was at his house once. But other than I barely remember it, so other than that, I've never played it. But it's kind of like a sequel to it. Oh yeah, Digimon World 3 is another one. Which I like Digimon World 3. I ragged on it a little bit because I didn't think it was that good, but apparently a lot of people, like, grew up with Digimon World 3, and it's, like, their favorite Digimon game. So there were many people who watched that playthrough, and whenever I would get really frustrated with a section of the game, or, when I got to the end of it and I was like, here are the problems with it, they weren't happy with me. I'll tell you what the most, like, you know, quotation marks, fun thing is Digimon World Next Order, which I praised as being a really good game, especially for being different from the typical turn-based story series. Because I did really enjoy that game. It was fun once you got the hang of it. The early game of Next Order, especially when you're new to the world style of games, is very confusing. And a lot of people in chat earlier were saying, like, it was very confusing to them. And it was to me, too. And I was having trouble with it. I kid you not, about, I don't know, at least once a month now, sometimes even like 2 or 3 times a month, someone will watch my Next Order playthrough, which is over 170 parts long and has been done for like 3 years now. They'll go to like the first 10 videos, watch it, and be like, so, why do you suck at this game? And, why don't you know how to play it? And why aren't you doing it perfectly and all that? And I'm like, it was the first time I played the game and I had to learn how to play it. It's ridiculous. Can you Digiball? Yeah, Digiball. But it's insane to me. So many people go to that playthrough, and literally I'm only 2 hours into a game that I've never played before. And on, like, video 7, where I've only played the game for maybe 2 hours, and I'm still learning how to play, they're like, hey, why did you do this thing instead of doing all of the perfect stuff instead? It's one thing if they were, like, watching as it came live and they were like, hey, you should do this instead, like, trying to give tips or something. But they're watching a playthrough that's 3 years old, and they can clearly see a playlist that says, like, hey, he did over 107 videos of this. I'm pretty sure he got the hang of it at some point, considering how deep in he got. I love Zanbamon. Look at how sick this dude looks. You have to get to level 47, and you can, thank goodness. And then Vajramon, Daramon. So I need you to get to... I need you to become Kiwimon again. Level 18. So we just need 2 more level ups. And then we can fight the boss. Let's do it.